I thought it looked awesome.
It was awesome.
How anxious are you guys to get out there and play a game?
You know, this fall camp has seemed like it's been a little bit longer than years past. So going out there, you know, going against an opponent we've never seen before, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I know a bunch of guys are so excited, you know, with the things we've been doing new as an offense, just to get it out there and see what it looks like against another team.
We've asked you what Jake Coker's like off the field, but what's Blake like off the field?
You know, he's a really high energy guy. He's somebody that just wants to be everybody's friend. You know, Blake and I have known each other since we were sophomores in high school. Just, you know, with the whole recruiting thing, and both of us being from Georgia, and through the basketball circuit, so we've gotten to know each other really well. So we're really close on and off the field. But watching him interact with other guys, you know, there's not a guy on the team that he doesn't get along with, and he goes out of his way to make sure he knows people, and when you can see that somebody's having a bad day, he's that guy that's there to pick them up.
How much did you see of him in the high school football, basketball, recruiting world?
We never played against each other. Obviously, as coaches, were trying to talk me to transfer up there his senior year. We did a little 7-on-7 together, going into our senior year together. So their coaches were trying to talk me into going up there and playing with him. But you know, we saw each other a lot. We saw each other at combines together, and we played on national 7-on-7 tournaments together.
He's pretty highly regarded as a pretty spectacular athlete coming out of high school. What's the craziest thing you've seen him do, either here or back in high school somewhere?
It's hard to say. I've seen him run off a wall and do a backflip before. That was pretty impressive. But, you know, I've been growing up with that my whole life. You know, obviously I do that for fun to start off every practice. But, you know, I think that's probably one of the most athletic things I've seen him do.
You were on the same team with him, you said, with the 7-on-7, or you just played?
Mm-hmm. No, we were on the same team, 7-on-7.
He throw a lot to you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you like that.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a lot of family going to be at the games that you're playing in Georgia?
Yeah. So, well, my brother's engaged. So they're having a huge engagement party, and they're bringing every single one of my family members. So I've been in the locker room begging for tickets. But yeah, we should have a lot of people there.
You guys have gone to Atlanta a bunch since you've been here. I mean, does it feel almost like kind of a home game? Does it feel like a road game still, or what is it like?
Yeah, in a sense, it feels like a home game. You know, I think the first time you go in there and you're under the lights, it's kind of nerve-wracking. But the surroundings are a little familiar now, and you feel comfortable as, you know, you look up and see the lights. It's not something new to us.
What do you think of their West Virginia defense? A little bit different from what you
Yeah, it's different than anything we've seen before. You know, it has its positives and its negatives for us. But, you know, they're a bunch of guys that fly around, and they play with a lot of intensity, so we're going to have to come out and match that intensity right off the bat.
What are those positives and negatives then?
You know, just plays that we like against it, and, you know, obviously things we had to take out that don't work well.
You mentioned camp feeling so long this year. How good is it to be in this week, and what is this week like? I mean, are there more nerves? How's practice been the last couple of days? What's going on?
Well, I guess the biggest transition coming off camp and going into game week is that your legs, you get a lot more rest, I guess, and you're not doing as much pounding against like one-on-ones kind of thing, and twos-on-twos. It's just a lot more scout team stuff. So you're saving your legs, just getting ready for the opponent, and you know, just I think that's the biggest thing, the biggest difference.
Do you sense any jitters or anything from the freshmen who are coming into their first game?
No, I don't think so. You know, we've been holding them accountable all summer. We threw them into the fire early, tested them, see how they responded, and they responded really well. So, you know, everybody's going to have their jitters coming into their first game. I mean, obviously, I remember my first catch, the ball was probably 10 yards away, and it looked like it was in the air for about 40. So those jitters come in the first game, but you know, I think they've been tested, and they know what's ahead of them.
A couple of new guys at your position, Typhon Smith, how's he looking?
You know, everybody's looking really good. I mean, Malcolm Fashion's looking good. Obviously, losing Kurt, that hurt us. But Ty's looked great. Dakota's looked great. OJ's looked great. I think as a unit, we've all looked really well.
No, Saban's from West Virginia. Do you share any stories of his past in West Virginia? Do you guys give him any?
No, not too much. I mean, he says it's going to be funny having a bunch of people from back home just contacting him trying to get tickets, but he hadn't really said too much about the connection.
How's he been this week? And I mean, is he like he is normally, or is he?
Yeah, he's the same. He's not going to let a certain opponent, waver how he acts. He's going to be the same guy each week, and we're going to get the same response from him. Even if you're doing something really well, he's going to tell you you're not doing it that good, so he can get the best out of you.
I mean, more of a, is there a sense of urgency given that you guys have lost the last two, or is it completely clean slate?
No, I think it's completely clean slate. We've nobody even talks about what happened last year anymore. We're all focused on what we've got going on this year, and trying to come out and create that new identity for this new season.
Couple more.
What does Dakota Ball bring to the position for a defensive line?
He brings a lot of intensity. He's the biggest out of all of us, or weight-wise. So he knows how to hold a point at the edge. He brings a lot of things, and he's learning, which is great. Each day he's getting better. Obviously, he asks a lot of questions like a guy who transitioned from the defensive side of the ball. It's not like somebody that's on offense moving to another position, so he's still trying to learn terms and concepts.
Is he the toughest out of you guys?
No, that's me.
Okay, thanks, Brett.
The haircut, not good for